Well, a fantastic weekend of racing action ahead. It's starting to step up again because 7 weeks on Tuesday, the festival will be with us. Delighted to say that DJ and racing fan, owner, everything else you are as well. Joe Ross is going to join us to look ahead to this weekend's ITV action. Dare I ask, though, what have you been up to in the last few weeks?
My missus and my two kids have both got COVID, or all of them got COVID. So I've invented a man cave. So I'm in this man cave now. Everybody else is away from me. So it's such a great excuse, to be fair. So I'm just sitting in here, watching the telly, watching replays, looking forward to Cheltenham next weekend. The big build-up started. And they're like, oh, please don't come near us. Yeah, absolutely. I'll sit in here all weekend. Thank you very much. Got 3 TVs in here. It's all brilliant.
There's no excuse then to find the winners. I'm going to look at the ITV races. Then there's only one place we can start. When you think of great matches, you think of Ali Fraser, Manchester United, Liverpool, of course. We've got to have another one here this weekend. Shishkin versus Energumene. Are we doing a disservice to last year's winner First Flow in this? Or is it between the two potential superstars?
Well, just before we mention this, I am just going to check and make sure they're all still running, right? Because at some point, is there going to be a shower? Is somebody going to have a headache? Is Nicky going to say the ground just wasn't right? Is the bus or the plane or the boat or whatever that's coming over from Ireland going to get stuck? The big news is Amula Gold is still in the race as we speak today. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Watch it go and win now. If you speak to anybody, Shishkin's been there, done it. To the one, what's it beat? That is what everyone's saying. It's like, what's the best horse that Energumene has actually beaten?
He destroyed Notebook last time out. He's a useful yardstick.
Yeah. What was that other one of Mullins in second place? Which one was it? I was trying to look and go, look, it's won by a distance every time, but what's it beaten? You can only beat what's put in front of you. Everybody's saying Shishkin. I'd love First Flow to just go off in front at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you've got the other two jocks sitting there playing jockeys, going, should we go now? Should we go now? And it's not coming back. The bell goes, and First Flow's 12 clear. Look, is it a betting race? It's something to watch. Deprived of it last year. If Fred called me and gave me a free 100 grand bet, Shishkin all day long, I'd probably go Shishkin to beat First Flow, and then what I'd say is Energumene to go to the Ryanair.
Ooh, that's an interesting shout. A lot of people thinking that may be the case if he gets beat this weekend, stepping up in trip, and of course it will have implications, of course. For the festival, but okay, so that's a no-bet race, but we will get some bets out of you. Hopefully, we'll start.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Look, I'll be having a tenner on or whatever, but I think I'll probably go forecast. I'll probably go something like something really basic, like Shishkin to beat First Flow, or Shishkin to win by 6 or 8 lengths. I think there will be a point, maybe 2 or 3 out, where Shishkin's in trouble. Devoinville's at him, just like last time, and then of course, just good horse, good horse.
Right, let's try and get a bet over the 145 then. A 2.5 mile handicap hurdle, 11 runners, wide open, it looks like to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you want some value, first of all, I really looked at this morning, and again, you might shake your head at this. Kate's in each way, formerly with Tom Lacey, now with Alistair Ralph. Beaten less than length by Edwardstone, who's gone on to be an all right horse. Third at Aintree early December, second Chepstow last time out. It's always finishing the frame at good prices. Are we still getting the 8 runners here? Is only 7?
Yeah, no, there'll be more than that. There'll be definitely 3 places. There's 11.
11 runners. Okay, I thought some might have dropped out. So yeah, I don't know what price we're looking at there. Maybe 10s, 11s. What price we're looking at?
Double figure price. Yeah.
Double figure price. Kate's in each way for me. Unexpected Party. Last time out, I watched this morning. Smashed into 8 to 13 from odds against. If you've never seen the race, you look at it. It says blundered last, but it was jockey error from Harry Skelton. He thought he'd done enough and I'm not very technical when it comes to horses. He'd done the thing where he pulls it back and not asked them for a big one. You know what I mean? And there was a miscommunication between horse and jockey, and that was done by the Bring of Water. Handicapper saw that as well as I did, because he's put him a few pounds for losing. He rallied, beaten a length. But for me, a little bit of each way value in that one. Definite one of those place put horses, as they say. Kate's in each way at a double figure price in the 145.
Yeah, always tends to run its race as well, doesn't it, Case? And so well worth having
Yeah.
a look at that each way. Obviously, Energumene's coming over for the Clarence House and has joined on the boat, plane, helicopter, whatever it is. It was also horses and helicopter, wouldn't you? By my
That'd be
sister,
great.
by my sister Sarah, who goes in here. You've got Molly's Jolly's Wishes as well for Dan and Harry Skelton. An interesting Western Victory, first start for Emma Lavelle coming over from Ireland. And well, on the figures, looks like it should be between these three.
Yeah, I went down. I went value searching first of all, but came down with Western Victory. Formerly trained by, it was Declan Quealy, wasn't it? In Ireland, like I say, going to Emma Lavelle. Cost 80 grand, which was actually, you know, people talk about 80 grand nowadays with the crisis going off, but 80 grand doesn't seem a lot there. Winning at Goran Park by 10 lengths. Clonmel smashing, I think it was Minx Tara by 10 or 11 lengths, something like that. Everything looks perfect for a massive run. The only thing we don't know is, does the Irish horse like England? And especially these Southerners. Western Victory for me in the 220.
There we are, the Western Victory first start for Emma Lavelle. They've got a nice little handicap chase as well at 255 over 2 mile 5. So what's that, between 2.5 and 2 3/4. Emma Lavelle again got another last time winning Killer Clown, did that well. Palmer's Hill won here nicely 5 weeks ago as well. And Fanning Destival, a very good winner for Venetia Williams in form when we last saw this one in action.
Yeah, I've got a Venetia one for you later, but Palmer's Hill finally finding the best strides, flying at 9 years old now. Have you got a price up approximately for Golden Whiskey, the one of Adam Wedge and Evan Williams?
Around about 8 to 1.
Around about 8 to 1. So it won at Chepstow last month, over 2-3 on the soft. Look, beaten at the last when headed and came back to win, beating that horse When You're Ready. Really good winning in place form in the last couple of years, including like a 16-length win at Ludlow. Never been to Ascot before, but again, I'm just looking for a little bit of value in this one. I think Palmer's Hill, probably the best horse in the race, but the same line now and finally come into form. For a fun Saturday bet for me, Golden Whiskey at around 8 to 1, maybe something like that each way for a bit of fun.
Well, and Golden Whiskey, yeah, and the Rucker Silks for Adam Wedge and Evan Williams. Right, we've got star quality on show at Ascot, there's no doubt about that. I've got potential star quality at Haydock as well in the race we're going to look at now, the 125 with John Bon, full brother to just check.
He's had the operation as well.
Full brother to Devan, 570,000 he cost the sales. There's nothing wrong in 2 starts. This there'll be more of a tougher test than what he's had so far.
Yeah, I think the clock watchers were saying what has John Bon actually done, but it's, you know, it's been off a slow pace and quicker from the end. I just look at stuff from the eye. And, you know, looks brilliant. And I think that the high price tag as well and the relation to Duvan, everybody looked at it as going, you know, this has got to be good. This has got to be good. He's just done, you know, $500,000 quid here. Looks really, really good. Looks the one to beat. But I did get on the old value helicopter this morning. Now, this is where you're probably going to hang up this call. Can I take you to a possible maybe 20 to 1 shot? Lebowski for Michael Scudamore and our mate Richard Patrick. It was put to me to put in my tracker on debut at a bumper in Tipperary. It was second. It was 80 to 1 in the morning. I think he got back into 20, 22 to 1, something like that. And one of my mates of mine and Tommy stick it in there. Was sold to England for around 25 grand. Went to Adrian Wintle, I think. And then from there, it's gone to Michael Scudamore. It's won 2 from the last 2 novices hurdles at Fosslas and Ayr. This is obviously going to be a step up in class. But for me, you might as well have a little go. Unfashionable trainer, unfashionable jockey, a short price favourite that cost over $500,000 quid. So the market speaks for John Bon, you know, could win, and this horse could come nowhere. But for me, at around 20 to 1 or whatever on the day, definitely double figure price. It's worth a little poke. It's worth a little fun Saturday bet. And that is your Saturday afternoon, isn't it? Because, you know, there's a lot of short price favourites at the weekend. At least 1 or 2 of them will get beat.
Oh yeah, I'm Lebowski, maybe even betting without John Bon or each way or whatever.
Yeah, I've looked at that, and I was thinking about doing the reverse forecast, but I thought no, Lebowski to beat John Bon on the nose. But no, for a bit of fun on Saturday afternoon.
Right, let's have a look at the 2 o'clock then. It's the new one hurdle. It's registered the Champion Hurdle Trial. It's Champion Hurdle Trial in name only, but there's a sensational story brewing, isn't there, for Anna Nee and Hamilton? I mean, They've got a 41% strike rate this season. They're absolutely fine. They've only got 4 horses in training. And this fella, Thomas Oscar, has won 3 big handicaps on the bounce. And he actually is borderline champion Earl class now on the figures. And, well, over on these shows, we haven't really got a challenger, have we yet?
I think he's the highest rated horse entered into the champion hurdle, which again makes a mockery of that, really. Take away the fun story. I think was he rated 156 or something like that. So he's got a what, 30 odd pounds or something, which seems a little wrong to me. You take the nicest in the story, put that to the side. I don't think there's anything between them. We've had this a couple of times on the Saturday when we've previewed races, and one's odds on and one's odds against. I know this morning Tommy's Oscar was around 4 to 6, Hunter's Call was 5 to 2, around those sort of prices. I couldn't really split them, to be fair. And some people would say that Hunter's Call's form is probably a little bit better. The downside is Hunter's Call is 12 and Tommy's Oscar is 7. I really have been searching for value this weekend. It could be between those two. A Ben Pauling horse that used to be half decent and then goes away and form figures read, pulled up, nowhere, 9th, nowhere, breathing operation, blinkers on, hacks up at 66 to 1. Global Citizen for me. This is going to be a massive price. It falls into that category of used to be decent with Ben Pauling. Now, it won this in 2019, and it was a better field in 2019. All right, we're a few years on now, but it suffered from serious breathing operations. And like I say, I'm not completely horsey, but if you can't breathe during a race, you ain't going to win much. Had a breathing operation, and it's not really worked. So it's got the second wind operation. It should go from the front, and sometimes at Haydock, they don't stop. So it will be a massive price, and you'll know your fate before halfway. If it's still in front, 3 or 4 to go, I think you're looking good. But look, the top 2 in the market, Tommy's Oscar, Hunter's Call. I couldn't call it either way. I'd probably go Hunter's Call just for the price.
There you are then, Hunter's Call in what looks a match, but Global Citizen not to be discounted. You're right, it used to go off like a scalded cat, didn't it? Like a bullet from a gun. Right, I think you kind of may have hinted at this a little earlier. We'll talk about the Peter Marsh, now won in emphatic style by Royal Pagaille, who has actually become a genuine Grade 1 horse. 6th in the Gold Cup, 2nd in the Betfred Chase to Applutard. You mentioned there's a Venetia Williams horse for us a little later on. Is it this fella?
It is indeed. I can't actually find my notes from this, but it's all off the top of my head. I know it was Richie bumped into Venetia and said, get me a good horse. If you find a good horse, I'll take one with you. And she found Royal Pagaille, obviously in the Gold Cup and what have you. Only horse to get to the coattails of probably the best horse in training, my favourite, Appaloosa, Haydock. For me, around 3 to 1, won this off, was it £7 lower last year? It's all from the top of my head now. I think the conditions are perfect. A genuine, grade 1 horse with the conditions. Lord de Menil's in there. I think I would have probably put that up at a better price if it had not had that really hard race on Boxing Day. Royal Pagaille has had a couple of months off. I think it was November. That last run was obviously, and Lord de Menil, really hard race on Boxing Day, so could have left its mark. I think it's a worthy favourite. I think it's the best horse in the race, and everything ticks the boxes.
Yeah, Royal Pagaille is certainly class actor. He's got to give £20 for a nice type of Empire State. I'm going to pass on a word from him as well, because I've been talking to Ryan Mann, who sadly out injured at present, had a nasty fall on Tuesday. Brian Hughes comes in for the ride, and he thinks £20 a concession Royal Pagaille's got to give him, despite him being the classiest horse in the race, could prove too much. He's quite keen on the chances of Empire Steel, who was going really well when falling in the Road America on Boxing Day. So, Empire Steel, I think, will certainly give Royal Pagaille plenty to think about. It's a belting race. The Peter Marsh.
It really
is to be a Gold Cup trial. I suppose Royal Pagaille's kind of bringing it back that way now.
Yeah, I suppose so. Really, really good race once again this year. I think that I said it before the race in 2019 that Royal Pagaille, not Royal Pagaille. Which race was it? It was a much better race a few years ago, but it's a really decent race this year as well. And if Brian Hughes says go, then I'll be all over Brian Hughes as well. So we've got 4 picks in that one. So very good.
Yeah, Bristol de Mar, I think, obviously was one that's won this race. Before, there's one race at Taunton, which is one of the feature races of the year to talk about, the 3:15. It's called officially the Portman Cup. Unofficially, it's the Yalarenki Benefit.
Yeah, it's a few quid for Bryony Frost and Paul Nicholls, isn't it? We could sit here and we could talk about it for so long. Yala Enki makes all and wins. Won it last year. I thought I think it was 4 or 5 out, got headed. I thought, oh, that's it. That's gone. Came back, rallied well, shaken up, won by 5 or 6 lengths last year. I think we've put Yala Enki up a few times on this show. I think it's, unless something happens, unless it's a fall or whatever, something goes wrong, Yala Enki is probably one of the best odds-on bets of the weekend. It probably got around 4 to 5, something like that. I think it's a really solid bet.
Yeah, to win it for the 3rd straight year. Right, you can't have that one, though, because it's odds-on. What would be the idea of a best bet of the weekend, then? You can't have Shishkin either.
Can I need to find something here, because I got a little note earlier on. And this is where, again, I can see your face. Can I go to tomorrow, Saturday, at Navan in the bumper? Now, this is not right. There are no prices available as of yet. Now, Facile Vega is second favourite in the champion bumper, yeah? At around 4 to 1, 7 to 2, 4 to 1, or something like that. If we go back to Leopardstown on Boxing Day, now bearing in mind I'm about 6 or 7 cans in at this point, so I watched it back this morning. If you like Facile Vega for the champion bumper at 4 to 1, the only horse that could get anywhere near it and wasn't knocked around, 6 lengths in second, is 50 to 1 for the champion bumper, is Joya Machine, which is trained by Paul Nolan. I have no prices. I've just got the notes from it. 4 o'clock, Saturday, Navan bumper. I think it'll be short, but Joya Machine got 6 lengths to Facile Vega, and for the champion bumper, 4 to 1, 50 to 1. It won't be 50 to 1 when it wins its hard held tomorrow, and get a few quid as well for the weekend. Look, if it goes off like 1 to 5, like they do in Ireland sometimes, there you go. You might get an odds against price. But I think for me, let's put up something without a price.
Well, no, look, Willie Mullins has got one.
Are you getting it? Are you
yeah,
do you understand that? Am I being stupid?
No, Willie Mullins has got one. Gordon Elliott's got one. Jessica Harrington, Henry de Bromhead. So he's not going to go off short. I mean, Paul Nolan, obviously an excellent trainer. Barry O'Neill on board. So he's not going to go off too short. And it's a great shout. That's what we like. Something from left field. Very nice.
Yeah, I just thought you get a few quid tomorrow if it wins. And then, maybe play a little bit in the champion bumper. If you like Facile Vega and you're all over that, you've got to be all over this. 6 lengths behind on debut.
We are then Joya Machine, the bet all the day. Very left field, the Navan bumper. But 8 selections as well in the ITV races. Now, we've got a new show starting in a couple of weeks' time as well. It's a festival focus, a road to Cheltenham kind of preview. We're going to review the weekend action with a view to the Cheltenham Festival. Joel's going to join us for that as well in the upcoming weeks. Excited by looking ahead to the festival?
Very much so. Are you Lydia Hislop or Ruby Walsh? Which one are you?
Which one do you want?
I'm not sure.
Which one do you want me to be?
Do you know what? Ruby, I think. You be Ruby, I'll be Lydia. No problem. You just tell me how to ride Cheltenham.
There we are then. So, yeah, we'll start obviously after Cheltenham Trials. That'll be the first race meeting to come under the Mile Show. We've got the Dublin Racing Festival, Newbury. All the big trials will be reviewed. And we'll get a selection as well, an anti-post selection every week from us, building up to the Cheltenham Festival. Thanks to Joel for this week. Then a cracking weekend of action ahead, headlined by that big match between Shishkin and Energumene at Ascot. Whatever you're back in this week, the best of luck. And as always, please gamble responsibly.